how do you guys know when you want to give the deer the wind and when you want the wind coming from them to you? I've seen you do both, but how do you decide which?
So I always want the wind in my face. Doesn't mean I get that. So deer, when they leave in the evenings, they always, well, I shouldn't say always. They don't do anything always, but they generally get up and go out of a bedding area up the well-used trails, regardless to wind. The trouble is, like, especially like you get into hill country or you get into points in the swamp, they might be bedding on a swamp point or a hill or a leeward ridge or something because of the wind, and they're only there on a certain wind. And if they're leaving into the wind, well, that's what you got to hunt, or you can't hunt them because that's the direction they're going. So then you look for a just off wind that's just missing them. And you look at how the terrain lays to hunt it. So that's how I'm really choosing it. Now, you look at morning hunts, and a lot of times bucks will circle to the downwind side of bedding areas to come in the morning and use their nose to go into a bed. It's just not how they come out. So I'll set up more to the downwind side in the mornings. So that's basically how I'm choosing that.
Yeah. Can you kind of, just for anybody that doesn't know, like what a just off wind is, Dan? Like
a just off wind is a wind that is in the deer's favor. So if they're walking into the wind, a just off wind would be putting you in a position where your wind is blowing generally in that deer's direction, but not quite, like off like 30 or 40 degrees, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Like a lot of times it'll be like a north wind bedding area, and you got like some northeast wind or something just that you can kind of work with a little bit. And I'll find myself like if I'm especially if I'm out of state and I don't have a lot of time and I have a bad wind, like I'll sit there and just look at a map and just try to find any angle or way I could get into that spot or hunt that area on that wind, because especially when you're got a limited amount of time, it's like you only got so many days, and if that deer's there, you got to hunt him, or else you're not, you're going to run out of time.
I have noticed that when you see bucks come out into the wind, they seem to come out a lot more relaxed.
Yeah.
When they come out wind to back, they tend to stop a lot, look around a lot, look in the trees a little bit, and come out slower and check things out, and maybe a little more closer to dark.
Yeah.
But they still come out the direction they want to go is the direction they're going, regardless of the wind. I do, take that with a grain of salt, because they play the wind a little bit, because you see them go down to the lowest point of a field when the thermals are dropping in the evening and smell the thermals before they enter the field and stuff like that. So they take that wind into account, but they still want to go where they want to go. They don't always walk with the wind to tail or wind to nose or crosswind or whatever. I had a guy one time tell me that I was nuts, that he's shot several big bucks and that every single buck he shot was wind to tail, and that every deer he's seen, every big buck he's seen was walking wind to tail. And he says, and all the years I've been hunting, I said, well, how do you set up? He goes, I set up wind to tail because that's the only way deer move. Well, and that's all you're going to see. Right?
Yeah, good point.
I set up on all the winds, and try to, like you just said, try to find a way in to hunt them.
Yeah.
Because you got a limited time too. Even if you're not on a road trip, you have a limited time to kill that deer before he moves where he's living.
Yeah.
Usually a pretty short window. So you get in there and you do what you got to do to get a shot at him. And that's what I mean. If you got no chance, the wind is just totally wrong, I won't hunt it.
Yeah, right.
But I'm going to try to find some way to get around that wind and get in there while the getting's hot.
For sure. Hey, everybody. If you like the channel, make sure you subscribe right here. And if you like the clips, I got 2 more options for you. 2 options right here. Subscribe right here. See you guys.